In a world where authority often silences truth, Judge Aisha Reynolds, a black woman with unyielding resolve, presides over a courtroom where a corrupt officer's badge no longer shields her. When young Malik Carter speaks out against Officer Lauren Holt's brutality, Aisha ensures justice isn't just served, it reshapes a community. The courtroom battleground. Aisha Reynolds sat at the bench, her black robe a symbol of authority earned through years of grit. Her braided hair was pinned tightly, her gaze steady, cutting through the Montgomery courtroom's tension. As the only black woman in a space dominated by white power, she'd learned to leave no room for doubt, not in her voice, not in her posture. Across the room, Officer Lauren Holt entered, badge gleaming despite her suspension, her lawyer trailing. Aisha's fingers tightened briefly, not from nerves, but recognition. She'd seen Holt's type, emboldened by a system that rarely questioned a uniform. The case was electric. Viral body cam footage had flooded feeds from Birmingham to Boston. Holt slamming 22-year-old Malik Carter to the pavement during a traffic stop, her voice spitting venom. "You people never learn." Malik, a pharmacy tech student, hadn't resisted. The footage, leaked by a whistleblower, sparked protests and hashtags like "No More Holt." Aisha had watched it alone, lights off, the sound of Malik's pleas searing her memory. Now, in her courtroom, the stakes were personal. Malik, quiet behind the prosecutor's table, mirrored her younger self, someone the system often tried to erase. "Let the record reflect the court is in session," Aisha said, her voice low but commanding. The room stilled. This wasn't just a trial, it was a reckoning. The truth takes the stand. Malik dreaded testifying. He'd practiced his story nightly, whispering it to his sister or the bathroom mirror. But in the courtroom, with Holt's stare boring into him, his throat felt like ash. Aisha's nod, subtle, firm, anchored him. It wasn't pity, it was a shared understanding of surviving a world that demanded their silence. Prosecutor Jamal Tate, a sharp black attorney in his 30s, rose. "Malik, tell us about June 12th. Malik leaned into the mic, voice shaky but clear. "I was driving home from class, around 9 p.m. I saw lights red and blue. I pulled over, hands on the wheel. I wasn't speeding." He paused, fists clenching. Officer Holt came up like she already hated me. Asked for my ID, then told me to get out. I asked why. She didn't answer, just yanked me out, threw me down. Her knee was on my neck. I couldn't breathe. Gasps rippled through the gallery. Aisha watched the jury, 3 black, 3 Latino, 6 white. One white juror shifted uncomfortably. A black woman's jaw tightened. "Did she say why she stopped you?" Jamal asked. Malik shook his head. "No, nothing in my car was illegal. She just kept yelling, saying I was trouble." The defense attorney, Karen Voss, stood, her smile calculated. "Mr. Carter, were you nervous during the stop? Perhaps agitated?" Malik's eyes narrowed. "Scared, not agitated. I didn't raise my voice." Voss pressed. "Could your behavior have seemed erratic?" Malik's voice hardened. "I was scared for my life." "That's not erratic." Aisha's gaze flicked to Voss, catching the pivot. Paint Malik as unstable, justify force. She'd seen it too often. "No further questions," Voss said, retreating. The officer's facade crumbles. Holt woke daily at 5 a.m., even after her badge was stripped. Her Montgomery apartment was a shrine to her 15-year career, plaques, commendations, a life of control. Now, indicted, she faced a courtroom where her uniform meant nothing. Her lawyer urged her to look remorseful, but Holt seethed at Malik, the media, the department that had once shielded her. On the stand, Holt's voice was steady but brittle. Jamal Tate didn't flinch. "Officer Holt, why did you use force on an unarmed, compliant civilian?" Holt exhaled. "It was a high-crime area. A car like his matched a theft report. I was on edge." Jamal pressed. "Did Malik resist?" "Not physically," she admitted. "In your words, you people never learn. What did you mean?" Holt faltered. "I was tired. It wasn't racial." I snapped. Aisha leaned forward, her silence louder than words. Holt's crack, admitting she snapped, hung heavy. "Jamal, your training didn't stop you." "What?" Holt's voice broke. "I don't know." The jury's faces shifted. Even the skeptical white jurors looked unsettled. The prosecution called Holt's supervisor, Captain Elena Ruiz. She testified Holt had 4 prior complaints for excessive force, all quietly dismissed. Her actions on June 12th were unjustified, Ruiz said, avoiding Holt's glare. The body cam footage played again, slow motion, with subtitles. Malik's plea, "Please, I didn't do anything," and Holt's sneer, "You people never learn," drew gasps. A juror wiped her eyes. A verdict that echoes. Closing arguments were fierce. Jamal's voice rang out. This isn't just about one stop. It's about a culture that let Officer Holt believe she was untouchable. You can end that silence today. The jury deliberated for 6 hours. Aisha stayed in chambers, avoiding calls, wrestling with hope she couldn't afford. When the verdict came, the courtroom held its breath. The foreperson, a black woman, stood. On the charge of felony assault under color of law, guilty. Cheers erupted. Holt's face froze. Aisha's gavel fell, steady as ever. Sentencing was set for a month later. Holt faced up to 7 years, with 2 minimum behind bars. A community reborn. Outside, protesters embraced, chanting Malik's name. An elder in a yellow shawl grabbed Aisha's hand. "You gave us a voice." Aisha squeezed back, silent but moved. Malik quit his pharmacy job, enrolling in Alabama State's public policy program, vowing to dismantle broken systems. Jamal launched a free legal clinic in Montgomery's West Side, ensuring no complaint went unheard. Holt's sentencing 3 years in prison, 2 on parole, left her weeping, not for Malik, but for her lost power. Aisha remained on the bench, declining media but inspiring whispers. A teen girl, watching the trial from a group home, mailed Aisha a note. "I saw you in that robe. Now I know I can wear one too." Aisha framed it beside her mother's photo, a reminder of why she fought. The community transformed. A Justice for All ordinance capped police authority. A mural of Malik's face rose downtown, captioned "Speak Truth." Holt's old precinct, now under review, became a cautionary tale. Aisha walked Montgomery streets, no longer just a judge, but a symbol. Power corrupts, but when truth speaks back, it rebuilds.